Hello, my little goblins. We're back with another one, and this time we got Labrynth again. But this time we're combining it with Lair of Darkness and seeing what happens. We got this idea from Randy in our Discord community, so shout out to Randy. This shit is sick. So what are we doing with Lair of Darkness? Well, the Lair of Darkness cards are pretty much running two lairs. The reason why we're running two lairs is because we do run three Arimas, right? And we're also running a terraforming. We're running one Labrynth because sometimes you don't have any of these cards that search out Lair, but for some reason you still have Ariana. So there's that. So why is Lair so good in this deck? Well, Lilith's quick play effect, right, allows you pretty much to keep tributing your opponent's monsters, and then you can get traps out of your deck and put them on the field. Sounds pretty nuts, right? And you might be saying, hey, why is Lilith good? Is Lilith, like, how do you even get that? That's just kind of weird to build a card out, like build a deck based on these three cards. Well, Lilith you can search out with Ariana the Labyrinth Servant. You can summon a level 4 lower fiend monster from the deck. So very versatile. We're also running one token collector just because, again, you can search it with Ariana. Also, Archfiend's Ghastly Glitch. This card allows you to send a fiend to the graveyard, so we can send token collector in case we play against any deck that's running any tokens. Don't really see too many of them lately, so maybe the token collector is not very good. But if you are playing against like Sword Soul, it's like an auto win unless they have called by. But other than that, it should be pretty easy dub. So, yeah, that's the whole point of the deck. Running a lot of 2-ofs because we run Trap Tricks. I was running 3 Epidemic Viruses, but I didn't see the need to do so. Considering we're running Lilith. Lilith can search out 2 Trap Tricks, and 2 Epidemic Viruses and a Trap Trick. And if your opponent doesn't give you the Epidemic Virus, you just get Trap Trick and you can use Epidemic Virus anyway. So it doesn't really matter. But I was thinking about putting it to 3, but if it ends up in your hand and you don't have like a card to combo with it, it's kind of a brick. Another crazy thing about Epidemic Virus, right, is when you special summon off of Welcome Labrynth, you get a monster over 2,500 attack, and this a lot of the times is over 2,500 attack as well. And guess what? You can just pop your opponent's hand. If they're playing Runick, this card is pretty much makes them concede the game immediately. So we're gonna get into the games. I just want to touch on the extra deck. The extra deck is pretty much just throw whatever you want in there. I am running Dogmatic Punishment though, so that's the reason why I have Elder Entities in there, and I also have a Winged Pegasus. But you also have to remember I am playing Pot of Prosperity and Pot of Ease. So the Dogmatic Punishment, this card could probably be removed. Like, you probably don't 100% need it. But I kind of feel like I don't have enough traps to begin with. Like I need this good. I'm trying to get the ratios. Like I think this ratio is good. If you get what I'm saying. Because I don't want to have too many monsters and not enough traps, because then you're kind of in like a really awkward space here. But let's get into the games and we'll see how the deck performs. Hello everybody, we're here with game number 1 and our hand is pretty nuts. We're going to pot a P right now. So we're going to be trying to look to get... We see the virus, so we're going to try and go for the kill. So we're going to play Lair, activate Lord, set 3. We activate, so the reason why we activate Lilith here is because I don't want to waste, I don't want to just use Labrynth for no reason. But Labrynth would kind of work fine here too. But we look for 2 back, we get back to the front. We get our token, and now we're going to see our opponent. They're going to play Into the Void. You could actually do this at their draw step, realistically. But if they're playing Into the Void, they're playing a lot of spells. So we're going to summon Lilith. This is going to allow us to summon the Lord of Heavenly Prison. And we set Pot of E, and then we pop Eradicator Virus. And he had 4 cards in hand. Goodbye. All your spells are gone. Have fun. Fun deck. And you know what? If he was playing Runick, this would be even more devastating. Even more devastating. And since we did not tribute any cards to our opponent's cards yet, we get to activate Lilith and search for another trap. Cheat. Pretty easy. Hello, we're here with game number 2, and our hand's looking pretty juiced up right now. We're gonna summon Ariana. Ariana Grande is gonna get Labrynth. Play Labrynth. Set 3. Yeah, shit's looking pretty disgusting already. Our opponent is playing Amazement, I think. Kind of a weird deck. This is in plat. I really haven't climbed in ranks too much this thing. He activates Fallen of Albaz effect. And we're just going to bounce it. We're just going to activate Ariana's effect. He activates Amazement. We activate Trap Trick. To get our Welcome Labrynth, because remember we have Labrynth out, so now we can go for spot removal. This is the nice thing about playing like like technically if this was you know what's tough? If this was was this in my opening hand? I just completely forgot. See, okay, it was not in my opening hand. Okay, perfect. So this is the nice thing about running the one Labrynth, because we had Trap Trick, so we know we can get Welcome, right? And don't worry about wasting all your traps. We have Loris, Lady of Lamont, that can recycle banished traps. So don't worry about it. This is a nice thing about the thing. When you have Ariana, you can search the field spell. Now we can Welcome. Now we have a pop. We actually have like a cohesive board. Because we didn't have any of the cards to draw Lair. So, boom. Nice. Then Lovely Lady pops another card in his hand, and he concedes. He's so far back, and I just also want to point out, we also had the trap. We could have activated this turn, but on our turn, we could have just popped his whole board. Kind of nuts. Hello, everybody. We're here for game number 3, and yeah, Ariana Grande coming out hot. We get impermed. Our opponent smells. Not much we could do, but we have a Welcome Labrynth in hand, and we also have Labrynth. So we're kind of Gucci. Hito's going to play Planet Pathfinder. We activate our Lovely Lady. We're just going to pop our opponent's board. Boom. And then we are going to activate all our cards' abilities. And he just concedes. I want to point out, this is the reason why I had this game in here. Our opponent was playing, like, Hidel was playing Runick. He was playing Runick Numeron. So, like, dude, you know how devastating it was going to be when I eradicate our virus his entire board away? It was going to be pretty devastating. But I don't think he had Numeron Network in hand, because that's why he played that. Otherwise, he would have just played it. Hello, everybody. We're here for game number 4, and this time we're playing as Lipton Iced Tea. And, yeah, this shit's going to be crazy. This is actually a little tougher game. But you see, we could do this Eradicator Virus game plan. We could do it pretty consistently when we go first. We're activating so this looks weird, but we activate Ghastly Glitch to pop this, so we can act, because we see he's playing Sky Striker, right? Because we were thinking like his whole hand's full of spells. This is literally just to force out Lord of Heavenly, right? And it also gets a Fiend in the graveyard, which isn't a bad thing either. Alright, he adds Ray to hand. Lord of Heavenly is going to come out, do his thing. We set Welcome Labrynth, and then boom, Eradicator Virus. And he has 2 Destiny Heroes in his hand, which is really fucking unlucky for me and him, because I was hoping I was going to pop everything. Our opponent attacks us. I feel like, I also feel like our opponent did not know how his deck works, because he could always go into Kagori and add to hand, because it doesn't, like, Eradicator wouldn't pop from that. It only pops when you draw. So we're gonna activate Welcome Labrynth this turn, but Pot of Peeing first. See one good card there, which is back to front. We get Lovely Lady here. We go for the pop. Now, Labrynth is beautiful at killing Sky Striker. So when you pop with Welcome Labrynth, the way the triggers work is this will trigger first, Lovely Labrynth's effect, right? And then Ray triggers second. Now the beautiful thing about that, right, is once Ray hits the field, it can't activate its effect in the chain response, so we just pop it immediately. Then we can add the Welcome Labrynth back to the field. Now, I make a mistake. I make another mistake here. So we're going to use that effect to add Darkest Diablo. And the reason why we tributed her, it sounds stupid, is because we have back to the front. We can just bring her back. So I didn't see any issue with it. So we get Darkest Diablo. Then we use Darkest Diablo's effect to negative, like remove a card from his hand. Now, the problem here is when you use Lovely Labrynth of the castle effect, right? You need a fiend on the field to activate Welcome Labrynth. So he draws Raws, right? Which is really unlucky for us. But he draws Raws, and we're kind of fucked. I should have just had Darkest Diablo tribute himself. Probably would have just been the better play here, because I at least would have had Arima, which is a fiend, on the field, and I could have activated Welcome Labrynth. Because look what ends up happening here. Back to the front. I seen he had a Ghost Spell, right? And it was my own fault, and I forgot about it. So that was the actual misplay, me forgetting about Ghost Spell. I didn't think anything of it. So now he gets to do all these plays. Honestly, he can kind of come back to the game if he plays this right. But he goes into Kagori, gets the Mobilize. Mobilize is going to activate. Gets this, then draws. So you get a lot of value here. Pops the card in hand. And now I lose my Welcome. And I lose my card on the field. Shit's kind of rough. Not gonna lie. Shit is pretty rough right now. We are getting some good value out of the Eradicator, though. Very good top deck. This will let us get another Welcome. And you guys already know Welcome is going to be a very powerful card for us here. Again, nice value, preventing him from drawing. He plays Sky Striker Maneuver. Here's my second misplay this match. Alright? Welcome Labrynth. What I should have done, the story. I should have used Labrynth's ability, right? To pop my Ariana, because now he has a free way of popping this and then popping the field spell. Instead, I pop his fucking card like an idiot. I'm so dumb. Kind of annoying. So I really fucked up there, but Welcome Labrynth. Since a monster left the field, it comes back, and now Labrynth. Archfiend is also going to activate, and I'm getting Storming Mirror Force. Here comes Ray. He's running. I want to point out, he's running out of cards to go into. He goes into Hayate here. Attacks again. This is his last Hayate. He has no more. Also, really odd choice. He sends Module to the graveyard, which is really stupid. Then he goes into Kana to make my card so it can't attack. I can't do the Eradicated Virus anymore, which is annoying. But we summon Ariana. Get another Welcome. Kind of running low on what we can even get. Here's a really great thing about Ariana Go. Summon Loris. This is a card I told you. Banished or in the graveyard. This is our recycling. This is how we outlast people. Here's 6 cards. Pot of Greed. Draw 2. He's running out of gas. I just refueled the entire tank of my deck. He goes into another Kana here, which is fucking weird. Like, I don't run into many Sky Striker decks that run 2 Kanas. I actually wait for him. He summons red, and I wait for him to go. Because I was thinking he was going to go into Verte or Zeke. And I was like, well, he has a Destiny Hero card, so... Boom. We just stop him right there. It's pretty much GG at that point. We get both our effects activated. Draw. We can set the Mirror Force. And then draw. Special summon made. I didn't even need to special summon it, but we did anyway. And then we just beat the shit out of him with all our maids. GG. That was a little more longer of a game. A lot of times we just win instantly with the deck. Welcome to game number 5, and we are playing not very much. Pretty much set 3. Our hand's kind of ass. I didn't want to play Arihara and tribute it because, like, I feel like it's just kind of like does nothing. In hindsight, though, can I be honest? Hindsight, I actually think it's a play. So the reason why I actually think playing Arihara, right, tribute it, draw a card is a better play because you might draw into something decent. And second of all, if he had Harpies or something, I want to make sure I can get the most value out of all my set cards. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. I was personally thinking that Lord of Heavenly Prison protects all my cards, so I didn't think of it. I wasn't expecting fucking Mikasa fucking from Attack on Titan to come out here, you know? So, she's gonna add the Carpe Diem. Okay. Honestly, I'm not even feeling that sweaty, though, right now, because, like, I have never lost to an Exo Sister deck in my entirety of my life. So we lose that. We'll lose the value on one card, but we Storming Mirror Force him. Activate Lord of Heavenly Prison. He activates Max C. I want to get this Welcome Labyrinth off. So I activate it immediately. There's a reason why I want to do it. I need to get Ariana Grande's effect activated. We get Terraforming. A misplay happens here. Tell me what the misplay is. Tell me what the misplay is. Alright, you didn't know? So, if he has a card set here, it's Carpe Diem, right? I should have put this Terraforming over here. Because if he has any imperm, he's just going to set it in this row. And that's exactly what's going to happen to me. He's going to imperm row that column. And that was my own mistake. Because I should have... If you know he can't set anything here. So you should have set this here. So stupid. It could have been crazy too. Like it really could have had a nutty shit happening here. Here we go. Terraforming. We summon Arama. Which tributes, adds Darkest Diabolus. I wasn't even trying to go for lethal, but with Exo Sisters, all their cards cost like a lot of their cards cost 800 life points. So if I got him down to 1200, he really only has like one activation in him. He activates packs, shuffles up the deck. So right here. If this is a spell, right, he just loses a game, right? This is getting blown up, and the spell's getting blown up. Anything else is going to be kind of rough. It's a fucking monster. It's a level 4 monster. We get kind of fucked. It's alright, though. It's alright. It's alright. Oh, the reason why we didn't activate Darkest Diabolus, because if I activated his effect, he would have been able to go into Mikasa with just this one monster. It's the only reason why I didn't activate it. This summons Storming Mirror Force. He's going to activate to add a card. He activates Carpe Diem, which is really annoying, because all he has to do is attack me. And he just pops the Storming Mirror Force. Goes down to 100 life points. Kind of stressing a little. He goes into Zeus. Not looking good for me. Big mistake on his part. He should have popped this immediately. 100%. And I know I top decked the Pot of Extravagance, right? But I'd rather get the draw off of Arima, because when he activates this, I'm going to get no value. So that's the reason why I'd rather get the draw. We draw into Trap Tricks is really good. He's going to get rid of everything on the field. Perfect. You activate Trap Tricks. Set it, I mean. Dude, it's kind of annoying how he keeps dodging all my Eradicator ticks. But I take 3k. I mean, Eradicator is kind of bad against some decks too. But it seems like he was running a decent amount of spells. Okay. And he just gives up. So, I could have Trap Tricked and Dogmatica'd him at the end of his turn. I was being a little greedy. I was hoping he would summon his card in his hand, so I could Elder Entity it. Like, I could send Elder Entity, blow this up, and then use Elder Entity to destroy Zeus. Well, I think that's probably the better play, just destroying the Zeus, but it doesn't really matter. Hello, everybody. We're here with the final and 6th game, and, yeah, things are looking pretty heated for us right now. Look at this juicer. We got the Lair of Darkness, the Lilith. We sacking it. We're slaying. Trap Trick. Darkest Diablos come out. And, yeah, things are not going to look good for our opponent. Our opponent's a little afraid. We're going to Trap Trick right now. We're going to activate. Spells, and our opponent concedes. The reason why I show this game, because our opponent was playing the one card where it was Cyberstein, and the entirety of his deck was runic spells, or like just spells in general. His entire deck was spells. This literally would have probably 6-0'd his hand, and he would have 0 draws for the next 3 turns. His only out this game was probably having Cyberstein in his hand. And I'm surprised it didn't happen to me. But I thought that was hilarious. Hello, everybody. Let's talk about the recap. And before we talk about it, I just want to say thank you for watching this video. And guess what? Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I come up with videos at least 3 times a week. That's got to be something. You're going to try and pump out more videos, too. You got Discord that's popping. Over 220 members now. Whoop, whoop. All I'm going to say is it's much appreciated, regardless if you do all those things or not. Let's talk about how the deck performed. I hope that was a good representation of how the deck at least works. Now let's talk about how the deck actually performed. So, it was alright. So, if you go first, if I went first with this deck, it was like a 90% win rate. I barely think I lost like any games going first. Going second, on the other hand, the deck struggles. The deck has a hard time going second, especially when your opponents build these crazy negate boards. It's really tough without playing hand traps. Dude, it just really is a struggle. Going second was just really bad. The only thing I could say is we could add cards to the deck to make the going second game plan better, or not like this kind of make it so it's not like an auto loss. Or not like a high chance of a loss. And that would be like putting cards in like Lightning Storm and shit like that. And I was actually thinking about putting in like at least like a 1 of Heartbeast Feather Duster, 1 of Regeki. And the reason why is because you can search it out with Lord of Heavenly Prison's effect. But again, when you set the card, they're very susceptible to being destroyed by your opponent's card effects and stuff. So, Maybe it's just best. Like, if you were going to add a card, I feel like Lightning Storm would probably be the most versatile. Because, like, when you're going second, your opponent plays a bunch of monsters. You might take out some of the monsters, or at least bait a few, like a negate or 2. Or at least 1 negate off of the Lightning Storm. And then you have your other cards in your hand that could bait the other negates. But that was the only thing that was a little upsetting. Just going second with this deck did not feel as good. You could argue that like if you made this deck probably like more geared towards the Eldritch variant, that would probably perform a bit better, because Eldritch does a lot better on the draw than this deck, because Eldritch also has those cards that like, oh, you negate my trap. Guess what? My trap has a secondary effect in the graveyard that special summons another trap. Like all that shit. You know what I mean? It's really annoying. And also Eldritch itself as a card, you send it to the graveyard and you can literally, like, it's spot removal. So it's definitely not, I feel like it's in a different level when it comes to that. But yeah, when we went first, it felt very good. Felt very good, and it felt like I did what I wanted to do. Something I would say that you could fix in the deck, because obviously there's stuff you could fix or change around. I think removing Dogmatic Punishments is completely fine. I think if you remove Dogmatic Punishments, maybe remove one Ghastly Glitch, so do something like this. And then you can just run a smaller pool, or even you can even go down one Welcome. Actually, 3 Welcome seems really good. And then you could also, after doing all of that, actually, I think something like this might be crazy good. Like running 3 Arianas, because Ariana is like the piece of the puzzle, right? Because this lets you search out all your fiends. Like, it pretty much searches out any fiend in the deck besides, I mean, these cards over here. So this might actually be the play. Like going up to 3 on Ariana might be the play. Because like I said, all these cards are searchable. So that seems good. And then perhaps I was also thinking, Randy suggested it to me, just because like we could run Crush Card Virus. The only thing is we wouldn't be able to activate on our own cards, and that's kind of like an issue, right? We have like nothing that really can get sacked to it. Even Deck Devastation Virus you don't really want to play. This is debatable. I think the only other good card would probably be Crush Card Virus. But monsters a lot of them have like additional effects when like they're in the graveyard. But this could definitely like mow down, like let's say you're playing against Despia and you fucking Crush Card Virus them, and then dude, if you're playing against Despia, this is why I think Epidemic Virus is like 9 times out of 10 you get it. Like most decks run off of spells. Like there's not that many decks like that are currently meta that like don't just get mowed by Epidemic Virus. And you could dude, Epidemic Virus too, I also want to point out, is a back row removal. Like if you're playing against a trap deck and you fucking Eradicate Virus them, they're fucked. They are so boned, dude. They are so boned if you do this to them. It's like way worse than getting hit by like a Harpies, right? You just wipe out all their back row, and the next 3 back row cards they draw, dead draws. That's not, it's pretty devastating. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe adding a Crush card could help. But the thing is, if you add a Crush card, you'd have to add 2. And again, the only cards that the only thing that would actually really work with Crush card would be the tokens off of Lair of Darkness. That's it. These are all theoretical things I'm thinking of. But I really like the deck. The deck was fun. On a fun scaling, this is a new thing we're going to do, if I remember every video. A fun scaling, 1 to 10, I had like a 8.5 to 9 out of fun when I went first. When I went second, it was like a 6 out of 10 for fun, because you just don't do anything. You just watch your opponent play the game, and you just sit there and do nothing. Now, on a scale of actually being good, power scaling, 1 to 10, I'd probably put this deck like a 7.58. It's like probably as good as like a regular Labyrinth deck. And I think it would do pretty damn good in the mirror. And on a tier list, I think it's probably like a tier 3 or meme. It's either a tier 3 or rogue deck. It's not like something super crazy. But it's all about having fun, though. We're not winning tournaments or anything, fucking playing Master Duels. So, unless you are, then don't play this. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see next. Goodbye.